Today we're going to start Chapter 4. And in Chapter 4, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at scatterplots and regression lines. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to do in this chapter is going to relate to stuff that if you've taken either Math 95 or 97, 100, when we're talking about writing equations of lines, that's what we're looking at here. When we're thinking about doing our basic graphs and plotting some points, that's something else that we're going to be looking at here. But obviously, we're not going to just be using numbers and ordered pairs. We're going to be doing a statistical representation of these lines. So what we're going to start with in this first section, in section 4.1, we're going to start by talking about scatterplots. So, as in previous chapters, graphs play a major role in revealing patterns in data, and graphs become even more important when we have two variables, not just one. So thinking about when we're doing graphing, we're thinking about an x-axis and a y-axis, and in this case we're going to be comparing two different variables. All right, so we're going to start with some definitions and just kind of some basic things about our scatterplots. So our definition of a scatterplot. A scatterplot is also sometimes referred to as a scatter diagram. So depending on what textbook you're using or what type of resource you're using, we could see it referred to either ways. But a scatterplot is a graph that shows the relationship between two numerical quantitative variables. So we're thinking about comparing two different numbers here. Each individual in the data set is represented by a point in the scatterplot. The x-coordinate is the independent variable. Sometimes also referred to as the explanatory or predictor variable. The y-coordinate is the dependent variable, right, which is the response or the predicted variable. So basically we're taking our x variable, which is the independent variable, to explain or predict our dependent variable, our y-coordinate. Right, when studying scatterplots, we look for three things. We're going to look for trend, which is going to be kind of like our center for histograms. We're going to look at strength, which is going to be kind of like spread for our histograms. And we're going to look at shape, which not surprisingly is like shape for histograms. All right, so as we go through, as with every chapter, we're definitely going to talk about a bunch of different definitions and kind of refer back to them. So as we're going through this first section, not a lot of math here, a lot of vocabulary and definitions that we're going to continue to look at.